Hey guys, I'm Rob and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, if you're like me and you collect supercar models, we're actually quite lucky that a lot of manufacturers focus their attention on supercar models. So we've got a huge selection to choose from. Now, in saying that, there is still some real cars that I would love to have a model of. Now, this video is about those cars. Now, I've put a list together of 5 models that I would love to have in my collection. A few different brands involved here, but hopefully with support of you guys, if you guys want models of these cars as well, I can hit up the manufacturers, send them some emails and see if there's any potential of having these models made by different manufacturers. So this is my top 5 list of cars that I would love to have models of. They're in no particular order, but let's go. Okay, so since we're standing in front of Ferrari, how about this one here? So this is the Ferrari P80C. This is a one-off customer car that apparently cost around 5 million euros to build. Now, this is a bespoke car that was based on a Ferrari 488 GT3 car. And this is a car that I absolutely love the styling of this thing. And curious feature about this car is that it actually has a removable rear wing and a different set of wheels. So if the owner wants to display it at a concourse car show, he can display it like this as a track car, or he can remove the wing, change the set of wheels and actually display it as more of a street car-ish, if you could call it that, since it is based on the Ferrari 488 GT3. So V8, twin turbocharged. I'm sure that's got more power than a GT3 car as well if you're paying nearly 5 million euro. Now, probably only manufacturers that would ever make this car would be either BBR models in Italy or MR collection models in Italy also. I would love one of those to make this car, so tell me what you think. If you guys would love to have a model of this car, leave the comments in the section below and I'll be sure to pass on as much positive feedback that us collectors want a model of this spectacular Ferrari P80C. Okay, now we're in front of Pagani. So let's talk about a Pagani model that I want. Now this is the Pagani Huayra Imola. Now this is a extremely hardcore version of the Huayra BC, and there's only 5 of these ever being made. Not sure whether they've all been made yet, but I have seen a couple of them on YouTube already. Now, it's not the prettiest car by Pagani, but this one is all about brutal speed around the racetrack, hence why it was named Imola. So apparently they tested this for weeks and weeks and weeks around the Imola circuit to make sure nothing would break on it. And I'm a huge Pagani model car collector, and I absolutely love this Pagani Huayra Imola. So again, I think the only company that would actually make a model of this would be BBR Models in Italy. They've actually made quite a few variations of the Pagani Huayra in 1/18 scale. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that BBR will make a model of this glorious Pagani Huayra Imola. So these are apparently around the 5 million euro mark as well. So pretty much a milestone car for Pagani. They haven't released that many different models really, only the Zonda and the Huayra. So hopefully this one will be represented in scale as well. So if you'd like to see a model of this one, please leave some comments below and I'll be sure to pass it on to BBR Models. So fingers crossed on this one as well. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is this one, which is the McLaren Senna LM Tribute. Now, I've been pretty vocal that I think the McLaren Senna was one of the ugliest supercars or hypercars, whatever you want to call it, that's been released in the last couple of years. Just something about it that just didn't click with me. It definitely, no one can argue that it's a good looking car. but there's something about this LM Tribute painted in papaya orange that really grabs my attention. So I do have a small collection of McLarens down below. I only collect racing McLaren models. I've only got 5 at the moment, and I do like to collect all my McLaren race cars in orange. So I would love to have a model of this McLaren Senna LM in matching orange. So what do I like about it? Well, I like that it's a tribute to the original F1 LM. I love the color. I love that it's running the same wheels as the F1 LM. It's got a few little touches as well, like the louvers in the front fenders. And it's also got some gold plating in the back of it as well, like the F1 LM. But I think the fact that this car is all in one color and it doesn't have the door windows, it makes it look like a better looking car, I believe. So just my opinion there on the Senna LM, but I would love to have a model of this car as well. Now, a few different manufacturers have made models of the McLaren Senna, that being Techno model and also BBR. So hopefully BBR will make a model of this. Maybe Auto Art could make a version of it. Not sure whether they would. They don't seem to make a lot of different variations of model cars of one particular model, so they tend to just stick to one model. Lucky if we get a roadster version out of it as well. So I'm not sure that we'll ever see Auto Art make a version of this Senna LM. So my best chances or best hopes would be either BBR models in Italy or maybe Techno model may make a version of this McLaren Senna LM. So what do you guys think? Do you like this Senna LM? If you'd like a model of this as well, leave comments down below and I'll be sure to pass on all the support to either of those model manufacturers that may possibly make it. So pretty cool looking Senna LM. I wouldn't mind adding that one to the collection. Okay, so now we're standing in front of my Lamborghini cars. Check out this beast. Now this is the Lamborghini SC18 Alston that was debuted last year, and this is another one-off bespoke car made by Squadra Corsa for one very special Lamborghini customer. Now I love the styling elements on this car. It's a super aggressive GT3 inspired car that is based on a Lamborghini Aventador, but it's, other than the turret and the cockpit of this car, very different from a Lamborghini Aventador. So these were reported to cost close to 5 million euros as well. So you have to have pretty deep pockets to afford a custom car by Lamborghini, but I would really love a 1/18 scale model of this car. Now MR Collection actually made a 1/43 scale version, but no reports at this stage that they will be building this in 1/18 scale. So would absolutely love a model of this SC18 Alston. So if you want a model of this car also, leave some comments below and I'll be sure to pass them on to MR Collection. Again, I don't see Auto Art making a model of this car, being that it's just a one-off. I just don't think that they think that's a suitable investment, or whether there's enough customers there to buy it. They've made some great models in the past which were low production numbers, but I just don't see them making this one. So I think our only bet here is for MR Collection in Italy to actually make this one. So hopefully we can get a scale model in 1/18 scale of this glorious Lamborghini SC18 Alston. And again with the Lamborghinis, we have this stunning new car. So this is the brand new Lamborghini Essenza SC V12. Now this thing is just insane. I absolutely love it, and the styling is just unreal. Now this is another bespoke model built by Squadra Corsa. They're only going to build 40 of these in real life. Now this is a track only car, and similar to Ferrari's XX program, Lamborghini is going to keep possession of this particular car if you buy one, and they'll bring it and set up the track days for you with all the other Essenza owners. Now this is a completely bespoke car, so it's not based on an Aventador or a Huracan. This is a one-off car built by Squadra Corsa. It still does have the vertical doors like the Lamborghini Aventador. It still does run a V12 engine, but it is rear-wheel drive only with a sequential gearbox, I believe, in the back. So instead of the Aventadors where the actual engine is mounted backwards with the gearbox in between the driver and passenger, in this Essenza SC V12, the engine is mounted conventionally with the gearbox behind it, so that's why it looks a little bit longer, this car, than a typical Aventador. So yeah, only 40 of these are going to be made. I'm not sure what the cost is of these real cars, but I would absolutely love to have a model of this car. Now, again, I don't see Auto Art making a model of this car, being that Look Smart, which is the sister brand of MR Collection in Italy, they actually make the Squadra Corsa Huracan racing cars. My best bet that would be maybe Look Smart will make a 1/18 scale version of this car. So if you would like a 1/18 scale version of this car, again, leave the comments down below and I'll be sure to pass on as much support to these manufacturers to see if we can actually get a model made of this car. Now, I don't know, maybe Look Smart is already on the project. They are official Lamborghini model car manufacturer, so hopefully this one is in the works, but I would absolutely love it in this livery also. I think it looks spectacular. So that's it, guys. That's the top 5 cars that I would love to have made into models. So if there's any of those models or any of those cars that you would like turned into models, please leave the comments below in the comments section. The more comments we get or support for wanting these model cars made, I'll be sure to pass them all on to the manufacturers, and fingers crossed some of these can become reality. So definitely leave some comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, but until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.